What made you realize you were finally in a healthy relationship? She didn't freak out when my phone died at 2 a.m. We'd been together 6 months, and I was out with my buddy at this bar downtown watching the game. My phone was at 3%, so I texted her, "Hey, phone's about to die, I'll call you when I get home." She just wrote back, "Okay, have fun, be safe," and that was it. In my last relationship, this would have triggered a 45-minute interrogation about who I was really with, why I was letting my phone die, if I was trying to hide something. My ex once showed up at a bar because I didn't text her back for an hour. She walked in, looked around, saw me sitting there with my friends, and still accused me of lying. When I got home around midnight, my girlfriend was reading on the couch like nothing happened. "How was it?" she asked, like it was the most normal thing in the world. I stood there confused, waiting for the trap, because there's always a trap. When is she gonna bring up the dead phone? When is she gonna ask who else was there? Instead, she just smiled and went back to her book. That's when I knew something was different. The real test came 2 months later. Her best friend from college was visiting for the weekend, a guy I'd never met before named Marcus. They'd been close for years, and from what she told me, he'd had feelings for her back in school. Friday night, the three of us got dinner, and I watched them laugh about inside jokes I didn't understand, reminisce about people I'd never met. They hugged goodbye at the end of the night, and it was a real hug, not a side hug. In past relationships, I would have been expected to have a problem with this. My ex made me cut off 2 female friends because she felt weird about our history. But my girlfriend just squeezed my hand in the car and said, "Thanks for being cool about tonight. I know it can be weird meeting the college crew." I shrugged and said, "He seems like a good dude." She looked at me like I just said something profound. "Most guys would have made that weird," she said. "You didn't." That's when I realized she'd probably dated guys who made everything a test, who turned her friendships into evidence against her. The biggest moment happened 4 months after that. I got laid off from my job. It was sudden, and I felt like a complete failure. I came home in the middle of the day, and she was working from home on a video call. She saw my face, took one look, and told her coworker something came up. "I need to go." She closed her laptop and just waited for me to talk. "I got fired," I said, expecting disappointment or panic about money. Instead, she said, "Okay, let's figure this out together. Not we'll get through this, or everything happens for a reason. Just practical next steps." She pulled up our bank account, showed me we had 4 months of savings, asked what I needed from her. Did I want help updating my resume? Did I want space to process? Did I need to vent about my boss? No fixing my feelings, no making it about her. Just what do you actually need right now? "I think I need to be upset for a bit," I said. "Cool," she said. "I'll order pizza and we can watch whatever you want tonight. No pressure about applications or networking, just pizza and bad TV." And the next morning she left a note on the counter before she logged on for work. "You're gonna be fine, but it's okay if you're not fine today too." 8 weeks later, I found a better job with better pay, and the first thing she said was, "I'm proud of you. Not I told you so, or see everything worked out. Just genuine happiness for me." We've been together 3 years now, and last week something small happened that made me realize how far I'd come from my old relationships. We were at the grocery store and I ran into my ex. She was with some new guy and it was awkward for exactly 30 seconds. My girlfriend shook her hand, introduced herself, and said, "Nice to meet you." Then we kept shopping. When we got to the car, my girlfriend said, "So that was your ex, huh?" I nodded, waiting for questions or insecurity. She just laughed and said she seemed nervous, that's all. No interrogation about our history, no comparing herself, no making me reassure her. Just an observation and moving on. That night I told her I loved how secure she was in us, and she said, "It's not about being secure, it's about trusting you until you give me a reason not to." And you never have. That's what healthy looks like. No games, no tests, no punishing someone for what your ex did. Just 2 people choosing to trust each other every single day until that trust becomes the easiest thing in the world.